Okay, we have the back wheel out now. I'll strip the old chain off the back and undone the fixings for the wheel. So yeah, so next thing is to take the cassette off. Now this is a bit of a quandary that had me scratching my head for a while. Took the old cassette off, as you can see. It's pretty worn actually, and put the new one on, which is exactly the same. Well, I say exact, but it's not, except for the locking ring. And if you use the new locking ring, it's not long enough to go onto the thread on here. So you can put this one cassette on, perfect, but the middle or the last ring, the same as this one, spins. There's no lock to it. And I thought to myself, something wrong there, that can't be right. Anyway, it turns out that this is a 7-speed hub. And there's my phone. And yeah, I can't understand how it can't be like that. You know, we were scratching our heads, and I was. So I rang up ICE, and we looked. I had a word with them, and I think one of them had forgotten, really. Put it that way, having a chat. But it turns out, no, this is the way it was built. It was actually a 9-speed cassette was put on there, and it looks like they've either sourced or had made a longer nut, locking nut than actually was on there. I don't think I can get that one off there. I think it's stuck in there. But it's there, if you can have a look at the thread there, it's not as deep as this one. This one will reach right in and lock it. So when you put the new one on, the equivalent to this one spins, because it's not actually on a, it's not attached to any of these grooves, so it sits out like that. But apparently when the locking nut is on and it's locked, it should work. The 9-speed should work. It shouldn't spin. It should, the locking nut will hold that one in place, which is really bizarre. But there you go. So it's a 9-speed fitted to a 7-speed hub. What gives it away is, like in the end, talking to Barry, that, like I say, it all comes down to the gear lever, which proves what it is. And yet it's a 9-speed gear lever, 9-speed cassette, and that's what all came off it. So that's what's all going to go back on again. I'm going to use the old locking nut to put it all back together, and we'll see how it goes. So basically that's it with the new one on. But as you can see, that one spins. It's got no lock on it. It all comes down to the actual lock nut when you put it on to lock it into place. Interesting. So, excellent, there you go, that's the cassette on. That's the first fix, really. So I've cleaned all the mechanisms up, and all the little chain and everything, and it's all been lubricated and cleaned and refitted, so that's one job done. I was also really lucky to, these are the XT Dior. That's the old one, top of the range again in its time, and it's not showing a lot of wear really, it's just looking a bit sad. So I scouted around and I found this online. It's a little bit more modern, but they don't make these anymore. They're really rare, the XTs, with the long cage. You've got to have a long cage on the Tandem. And yeah, no, I managed to find one. I was well pleased. SJ Cycles, and yeah, came up as a rare item. Should have got two really, just in case. Well, look at that. That's the cassette on, and the new back mudguard, which fitted really well actually, using the old struts. And then it's only the back one missing. There's no lugs for that to fit on. However, there's two bolts that go through and fit on that one and fit on the top one, so that keeps that in parallel. So all you need is them two struts. So that, brilliant, looking good. So it's the new mudguard and the new cassette. Yeah, that looks smarter already, doesn't it? It's better with the black mudguard than it is with the silver one. That's the same mudguard that goes on the Sprint. The next job is to replace all the 60mm guide wheels. I've got 4 there, so that's one on the back and 2 under there. These ones here look fairly new, so we're going to leave those. They're identical really, you just got to make sure the spacers on the inside go back on the inside the correct way. There's the old one. Really quite amazed the movement in the bearing. There's a hell of a lot of movement in there. They've been well used. It's always nice to be able to take something off and clean behind it as well. It's a chance to get all the crud from behind it. So that's the rear pulley, guide wheel I should say. New tyre, new cassette, new mudguard. Nice. Getting there slowly. So I'm not going to replace the guide wheels under here yet because I haven't actually taken the chain off. But these two here, they definitely want changing. And oh, there's 2 there. Oh bugger! I should have got another one. So that means I've got to order another one of those. Never mind. So yeah, I'll fit them on when we put the new chain on. And yeah, we've these are fairly new by the look of it. There's no play in them. So we're going to leave these 2 on. Well, there's a lot of play in that back one. I don't like the look of that. I don't like the feel of that. Oh well. The outside one's okay, it's the inside one. Seems to have a lot of movement on it. Oh well, we'll have to see. And we now have the new seats. So I'm just going to wash my hands and put one of those together. Yeah, it's quite therapeutically satisfying putting these on. Doesn't quite well. All we've got to do is do the things, bits and pieces up. Should be fun, and then we've got a new seat, which is something I really like, is it's got red lettering, so it goes with the frame. Also find this quite ingenious. It doesn't go through there, it goes through the top bit. It's really well worked out. Well, that's it. That's the back end near finished. It's got the new cassette, new back tyre, new mudguard, new cassette like I said, and a new derailleur. And also we've got one of the new seats fitted. Got the new type headrest on there, and the new type flag post holder, and the black mudguards, new cassette, new derailleur, and new guide wheel underneath the seat. So basically that completes the back end, except for the wiring to go on and the new chain when we get the new rings, which Barry's kindly sorting out for me. But there you go, that's the back half finished basically.